Let's see here. Come on. Are we live? Are we good? Are we going? Cool. Here, scrambling. I'm live. I still need to position the fields, but you guys should be able to start.
Okay. Hold on. Stand up.
Yeah, as you guys heard, they're starting. I'm scrambling. So we're going to do this real quick. So we have one field ready to go. Also, ignore the names. Boop. So, yeah. They're going. I'm scrambling because everything happened last second, you know, and it's like usual. So we're going to do this first. There we go. So that field's set up. And we're going to do this.
Yes.
Ignore that.
Yes. I stand and I draw. Alright. I ditch
There we go.
Luan Maris in order to ride into the Grade 1 Maris. I get
Maris?
free. I draw one from the Grade 0. And then I play
Here's your field.
Zorga on.
There we go. Okay.
Swing.
Okay.
For,
We're almost
16.
there. Boop. Boop.
I get the Soul Rising Spring.
Boop.
And then I pass turn.
Huzzah, we're caught up.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pass turn.
Now let me fix up the boards even more. So, hi, welcome, holy shit. Jumping right in. We have ICR on our side, that's on the right side, on the correct side. Facing April. And as you can already see, it's a Zorga versus Luan. And honestly, Zorga can be very, very scary because recently Alex took my build of Zorga that we did on the channel to locals. And he came back to a recording and said, Philip, I'm going to throw Karigo. You're a deck building genius, because he dominated locals with Zorga. So if this is a similar concept, if this Zorga build is anything similar to what mine was, this is going to be a slaughter straight off. If April has the necessary, card from set 2, they can play the order early game, get some Prison Dragons on board, which I don't think there are any in drop right now, but still, like, Zorg can really snowball into it. But it's just still a strong turn. I even got fucking ice cream that I'm not eating, and it's just melting.
No god.
Ow.
No god.
That was a front trigger. Oh shit.
Damage check.
We're professionals here. Names.
Yeah, no god. I'm also taking this one, and it's the Maris.
So on our side, as I see.
Then
On Crow's side, if you guys didn't know, we're fighting Crow's team today, this week. It's April.
Ditch to ride. Skill of the Grade 1.
Activate, boop. There you go.
Sword plus 1 in order
Nope,
to
not both.
check the top 5.
So yeah, there we go. I'm caught up. No, I mean almost. I do want to do one more thing just because the field is the way it is.
Lower unit card or one Soul Rising Spring.
So grab that.
And I
Do this.
will take
Then do this. Oh, the field's a little bit bigger for you guys. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're actually going to do a couple things on this side. We're going to do this,
then
this.
I will take the Benediction Sage. Good thing I checked.
More of that. And then we're going to increase as much as we can. And then do a little bit of distortion to help see the cards better.
I have a Luan or Maris.
Ta-da!
If it is boosting a Luan or Maris. And if it's boosting the Vanguard, I can choose a Luan or Maris card from drop, put it to bottom deck. And
I'll be commentating at eating, because I don't want to drink this ice cream. So at this point, so you turn them down in my ear. So at this point, Luan went second. Let Zorga go in first. Icy let Zorga go first. Again, they didn't know what they were playing, but still.
2 and 3.
So it's now turn 2, 2 damage, which is not the best.
2, 3, 1.
Okay, I didn't put ice cream in the mic. Good.
Yeah. So, then
Outside of dog,
I
I'm not actually sure if Luan has a lot of early game.
the
If you play the Luan, there we go.
counter plus
If you
1.
play that order and have the grade 2 to either call from drop or from hand, you can just steamroll into a board.
And I call
Like that.
for, and
I'm just doing everything I'm saying. There you go. So that's a good combo because now you can put a card back, but you call a card for the order, and then that card Soul Blast one looks at top 5 and calls another card. So you just get free value.
T4 skill, I soul plus 1. To check the top 5. And I call out.
The magic of streaming, not editing. But yes. So I'm going to reiterate if I have not been clear. This week we're fighting Crow's Nest. I myself am actually fighting Crow a little bit later. And we already have 1 win and we already have 1 loss. So the score is 1-1 out of 10 games. So Icy's going to be very much a deciding factor if we get another W or we get another L. And each game is going to be a deciding factor in that point, but you don't mind me.
So there was an order played this turn, so these
That's some good ice cream.
power plus 5 when they boost. So I swing first with Vanguard.
Look at that board.
23, single drive. The T4 is.
If I can something about Zorga, especially doing a board like they did, his hand size is abysmal.
28.
There's only 4 cards in Zorga's hand, so they have to take every single attack here. Unless they have like an OT or something.
Want to pass.
Because, you know, these are both 23. This is a 1 to pass. This is scary AF.
Check heal trigger. And I put the power to Vanguard and I do heal.
Best case scenario. So Zorga goes down in hand size.
Ouch.
As well as takes the damage. As well we heal.
Oh, no.
Best case
Alright,
scenario.
and then I swing for 28. Oh, damn it. Sorry. May I resolve this Jargon first? Okay, thank you.
Doggo things.
Okay, this to hand, this to bottom. Yeah, and now I swing for 28.
That's another 28. You don't want to take those, but you got... Ooh, this is Zorga Mask. A lot of people are running 1 Zorga Mask into Hyper build. So that could be the only one.
This to hand and this to bottom. And then I pass.
I prefer Pure Nadir over Zorga Mask Nadir. But that's not for me.
Yeah, I need to change this one.
This card is Zorga Mask. Multi-attacker. Oh, this is not Nadir. This is just straight Zorga Mask Pure. Ah, never mind then. Interesting. Easiest case scenario. Use Zorga skill. Call Zorga Mask to board. Or a front trigger. That means there's a Zorga Mask potentially already in hand. The idea would be if there is no Zorga Mask in hand, call that Alchemagic, bounce it into hand with Shadow Cloak, then you can mask. Seeing how a front trigger hit the board, there's a good chance there's a Zorga Mask already in hand. She's that's 3 out of deck. So there's 1 in drop, 1 in damage, and if there's 1 right now hitting from hand,
Yes.
that's 3 out of deck. That's 1 card left in hand, by the way.
Yes.
That's a good combo, though. Basically, you get yourself your last Persona right back in the hand by bouncing with dog, and you get a Prison Dragon in rotation. If Prison Dragon, roaming Prison, yeah, it is a Prison Dragon. Prison Dragon in rotation if there's 1 not already in.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. You first activate Habitat, get another Shadow Cloak apparently on the board.
Yes.
If timing wasn't so awkward, you could potentially just bounce your whole board.
Oh, they still resolve? Oh, interesting.
They see the activation. So the reason the Shadow Close still result, even though they're not on the board,
Good to know.
is they see the activation, and their effect goes on standby. So they themselves don't have to exist on the board anymore in order for their effect to activate. As long as their effect has been activated, it's in the resolution zone.
Got this.
So now we know that they have 2 front triggers, a Zorga mask, and a Philander in hand, and 1. That's it, actually. I think that's the entire hand. 2 fronts, a Persona Ride, and a 5k. That's 45k shield in hand.
35. Wait.
Smartest move right now for IC here is to try to stay low damage. Because
Oh, right.
if Zorga has another attack, another turn,
35. Yeah, no.
if Zorga has another turn, they're definitely going to be doing Prison Dragons. They're definitely going to be doing the Persona Ride. So that's going to be a hard turn to guard. So if you can stay low damage to take the attacks, it's a lot better than staying high damage and trying to guard everything. And if I'm not mistaken, that Shadow Cloak's swinging for only 30. It's still 2 cards out of hand. I think you go to 3 here, depending on what your guard potential in hand is. Because that Prison Dragon is only 1 damage. Interesting to see what Icy does. If I knew what Icy had in hand, I could definitely make a better judgment call. But at this point, I'm like, if your hand is good guardable. Okay, so if it's awkward to guard, you try to guard this, take the other one. If it was easy to guard, you guard both. If it's super hard to guard, you just, again, guard one, take the other. You definitely, at most, you take one guard. You do not take 2. You guard one, take the other, or if best case scenario, you guard both. That is basically the lines of play here.
25, 35, 40 with intercept.
Like, alright. Oh yeah, Shadow Cloak then gave 5k because of its own ability.
And that's default.
And exactly that. It was a bit awkward to guard, 2 cards in a hand and an interceptor, but that should be fine. Like I said, Zorga has 5 cards in hand. I'm missing something. Habitat with that. Oh, it bounces. That's right, it bounces. No. I don't know. I think I'm missing a card somewhere. But still, we know 2 front triggers, a Persona Rod, and a 5k. Whatever that last card is, it needs to be a PG.
Then I use the Soul Rising.
Man, y'all are dead in chat today.
Counterblast 1. I put Amaris back to bottom deck and call T4.
Staple plays.
Make it easy on us and just use. I don't use her skill and I use his skill and call out this one immediately and then I.
Interesting. Oh, granted, there is no soul yet. Never mind. The soul is more important for calling the Mars than it is looking at top 5. That actually is really good.
And then I'm ready.
Any thoughts on what the new Bruce is gonna do tomorrow? There's almost nothing the new Bruce support card can do to fix both Bruces.
What my Vanguard skill? After his attack, I counterblast and put Amaris to soul.
Oh yeah, you guys probably can't hear them as well because I intentionally made them quiet. But basically, they're asking what Maris's effect is, and it's a good one. You basically have you have a Youthberg effect that doesn't plus you. You don't lose your checks, but you also don't gain them on the second one.
In my Persona right turn, the Maris gives the Luan Maris triple drive. Just one year ahead.
So this is a 15, which is only just Shadow Cloak intercept best case scenario.
Yeah, I just called the same thing. I mean, I can shuffle if you want.
Now here is a argument about semantics versus rulings. So the order was activated, a card goes to bottom and a card goes to field. But then she activated the Luan effect to call the cards she bottomed to the board. in technicality, the deck state did not change. However, by rule effects, the deck should still get shuffled regardless. So it's a casual versus actual rule set type of deal. The judges have made her. Oh no, energy.
That's what I get in a deck that doesn't use energy. Alright.
Yeah, I've noticed this a lot. Decks that don't have any energy cards tend to forget more to use the energy rather than actually, you know, remember to use the energy. I like, so, guarding with the drive check Philander for the 15k.
26, and I use her skill. I bottom deck.
So this is a 26k attacker with twin drive that's gonna get a basically a new attacker, which I believe the Mars Luan rewrite is a 23k on its own with twin drive.
And so this is 26 twin drive. My hand size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 hand size, go to 7 is not gonna be a bad deal.
Twin drive. First check, T5.
That said,
second check, Persona Ride.
It's a Persona Ride at least, so the next turn is going to be fun. We still know that April has 2 front triggers and a Persona Ride in hand.
To the Grade 2 skill, and then I ride into the Luan Maris. It gets power plus 10.
Yep, so it's a 23k that still does drive checks. However, the drive checks don't go to hand, they go to the bottom of the deck. So this is still a dangerous turn. 23 guarded with one of the front triggers is a 1 to pass. Guarded with 2 front triggers is a no pass. Intercept with a front trigger is a 2 to pass. So we'll see what happens here. April is stuck in a corner where whatever choice they make is going to matter.
The twin drive goes to bottom deck.
And the trip guard goes 1 at a time to the... Oh, so the last card was a peer for guard and discarding a front. So now we definitely know there's a Persona Ride and a front trigger left in hand. No triggers got checked, sadly. So they can take the attack and go to 5.
Yeah. And then I swing for 25.
She doesn't get a 10k power. Need 4 more units.
Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's only a 15k.
Okay, so it's just 15.
Which, intercept is the most efficient way to guard. Taking it will take to 5, or there's a front trigger still in hand to guard the attack. But April goes to 5. So front trigger and Persona Ride are the only things in hand. Now Icy's got a good advantage here, being at 7 cards in hand and 3 damage. Worst case scenario, if there is a double Prison Dragon turn coming, she can take one of the attacks. So 2 cards. Now we went from 2 cards to 3 cards in hand because of Persona Ride. We still know there's 1 front and 2 unknown cards in hand. Zorga's most game plan here is just hoping that one of the 2 card draws is a order, because without orders, you're not alchemaging. And if you're not alchemaging, you're not playing the game with Zorga. So we'll see here in a second if April drew minimum 1 normal order. Oh, that's right. I forgot Zorga's ability. You can just add an order to hand with removing a Zorga, which is honestly good quality up. So Alchemagic's is active. There is still a Prison Dragon on the board, and I believe there is no Prison Dragons in the drop. So unless you're Alchemaging with, what was it? Hold up. Have we put back the order? Have we put back the order into drop is the only question here. I forgot what the order is called, but it eats 2 rear guards for the cost. The countercharge draw and put itself into soul. Now, the countercharge and draw is nothing here. The more important part is killing the units for the cost, because if you kill a Prison Dragon for the cost, it'll see the order activation when it's in drop. So, still opting for that. Should have 4 cards, 3 cards in hand and 1 card on the board right now. So back to 3 cards. Now to 4 cards. No, that is still 3 cards in hand now. And then Shadowclaw's probably going to bounce that BG to make it 4.
Yes.
This is going to be a very scary turn, but from what I can tell, there's still only 1 Prison Dragon in the drop. And I'm not seeing any... there's the Dragon Tree marker I was waiting for. So that's a 4 attack turn. Because
Go for it.
we know that the Zorga thing is in drop. But the thing is, April only has 4 cards in hand. We know one's a front and one's a PG. And then 2 more unknown cards. And then adding another order to hand with the Dragon Dream grade 1. So that's 5 cards in hand now. 1 of which is an order, 1 of which is a Persona Rider, Front Trigger, and 1 of which is a PG.
Alright, 35. 1 damage.
So we know there's a Persian Dragon swinging for 2 crit.
This is Sanctify.
There's an argument to be made to guard that one, take the double crit. Because if Zorga rips any crits on the drive check, all the attacks have to get guarded. It's a weird outcome to be in. You have to guard Zorga here, and you have to guard the next attack. You have to guard the Persian Dragon here because it's 2 damage. You have to guard Zorga because it's a Vanguard swing.
I got this using the 2 crit heals, so this is 50k shield. So I'm
Not bad.
certainly got it.
Crit heals come in handy. So Zorga's here should be swinging for only 33 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so it's a 33 swinger.
I'll PG.
Perfect guarding. And that grade 2, if I'm not mistaken, is only a 30k, 40k now. That's the fear. It's a 50k double crit now. Another PG?
Oh god. Alright, yeah, and this is take
Oh, no.
crit trigger. And yeah, no.
Sad. See, this is why you try to guard the small poke first, and then you save all of your rest of your hand for everything that just happened. You take the double crit, you guard the Vanguard. Granted, if the heals would have been a dead cards, I guess you guard the double crit the same way and you take the Vanguard and hope for the best. But it is what it is. Like, a double trigger and one of them was a crit really sealed the game.
Yeah, you too. I kind of wish we would have known about the set 2 thing a little earlier, because I would have put this into the set 2 build then, but I did not have time. So
yeah, that's valid. I have like a pile of the Zorga Nadir cards just sitting on my floor, quite sad.
Ah, so this was without set 2. So you agreed to play without set 2.
if you want, I'm down to having a fun Nadir mirror anytime.
Alright,
Okay,
so
I'll take you up on that, but like
with
when I
that,
have the deck rebuilt.
I'm gonna jump out of this
Yeah,
call.
you know. Just send me a private message.
Ooh.
And
So sad, so close. Now we're 1-2, but it is what it is. Like, triggers falling at the right moment will dictate most of the game usually. Now I need to check where we're standing. Oh, I can probably go right here. There we go. I need to check where we're standing because a lot of things have been shuffling around today. All right. So IC just lost. Sag. It is what it is. It was actually a really close game. That's what I was talking about. Potentially staying at low damage, but with the cards in hand, it just couldn't happen. But IC just finished Trey's going to be playing here in the next 3 minutes if everything goes out. They're already on the table, so I'm going to jump in and see what's happening over there. Yoink.
Columns?
20,
So they're already
and,
playing. So I'm gonna
38,
boop.
46. So
I don't
46
know
if I
if this
don't do
is
this
actual
skill,
or not,
and
but Trey's on our side playing Eva,
61
while the
if I do the
opponent
skill.
is Scardsea. They're both basically both.
You said it's
So yeah, and
28.
they're playing Varga, of all things.
38.
Looking at the game
Lard,
state,
Okay.
it is a very interesting game state. Trey is at. I'm gonna have to mod Trey's field a little bit
Okay.
because you cannot see
First check,
his
nothing.
damage.
Second check, front trigger.
But Trey's at 3, while Varga's at 4.
And then swing, soul blast 1. This is 71 now. 2 crit.
There we go. And a little bit tweak here because aesthetics. All right.
Oh, this just doesn't hit. Go ahead. Write down.
Typing in some names real quick.
3.
Hopefully I did that right. And then this one. Okay, and as I'm saying, hopefully I did that right. Boop, 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 and a boop. There we go. So this is gonna be very interesting.
23, 33.
The good part about obscurates is the fact that they cannot get, they can't get retired, but it's still good using them as interceptors. Now Trey's biggest thing here is: do you just go to higher damage and let them activate divine skill, or are you capable of guarding everything and then just doing no damage Eva because you can? Because here's the thing, right? We
OT's
don't
not
know
public, right?
Scarcey's hand size. I can kind of tell it to be around 4 cards. Not 100% sure. 4 or 5 cards. Which means going to 7 with Varga. And if Varga Divine Skill activates, going to 9. 9 cards in hand is a lot.
33, 48. 48. OT pass.
So it's an OT to pass, which tells me that this is the Varga swinging for only 23. So no Persona Ride, which is the good part. And then Varga here is swinging for no drive checks.
28.
Exactly. So now you've lost your Varga Divine Skill. So you're minimizing your opponent to 7 to 8.
Varga's divine skill. Is it after? Sorry?
So yeah, Varga's not restanding anymore. So Trey's free to take the damage here. To have a CB open for Eva's skill to plus to do things, yada yada yada. And I still can't see the amount of hands in the opponent's hand. Cards in the opponent's hand. Hands in the opponent's hand, yes.
No order still. Yep. Changed.
Oh, so rotting from hand.
Persona Ride.
And I do love how these worded. You do the effect first and then activate Persona Ride to draw.
Said Blue Lab. Top 5.
Now let's see what's on the top 5. That will actually dictate what happens.
Combine Rusher.
No, it's not bad.
And promo and combine and drop are on standby.
Not bad. So you got a Combine Rusher off the top, and then you're going to activate the order placement abilities of both 2 cards in drop, which is one's going to be Combine, the other one's going to be the monster. So that's just, 1 card out of hand being the order, plus and 1 CB and 3 energy, technically, plus 2, 3 cards on the board.
Combine down.
This is just a punch really, really, really hard turn. It's going to be fun to watch.
Top 3.
So.
Soul Blast.
That's a lot of soul as well for Eva.
Ban.
Also, Eva's decking out very fast, which means the trigger compression is real.
Condal skill and put a grade 3 on bottom.
Good move. Prep yourself
That's it.
80 persona right for next turn.
No.
No.
Because it's a cost.
There is no mandatory draw. If he wished to Soul Blast 3 and draw, he could, but he does not need to. And this is a 30k swinger.
So. he's
Not to
gonna
mention,
use
you see that monster behind the
and this is-
combine that's not
or sorry,
that's not
this
being
will
boosted
be,
right now? That is potentially gonna be, let's see, there's 9,
48.
11. I think that's gonna be a 25k. No, sorry, 23k booster,
No.
maybe. I don't remember the full effect of that card, but that's a potential 25k booster to an obfuscate. It's gonna be a 33. That's fun.
Okay.
So overguarding this combine, which is always good news.
Obfuscadude.
So in double critical obfuscates coming.
Card ability, and they get 5 each, so 48.
So this becomes danger. Honestly, a better move potentially, depending on your hand size, would have been to take the first attack and go to 5, because depending on how triggers drop here,
First check,
one crit like that just ends the game.
cover to rear. Second check, 2 damage. Oh, I have proxies. Yeah, so I only own 1 physical copy.
And yes, proxies or promos as well as certain set 2 cards are allowed as long as you...
And he said that promos were legal for the promos.
Yes.
Or
Promos are legal because you don't, distribution and yada yada yada. But what Varga players should have done, depending on their hand, I don't know what their hand is take the first attack that's guaranteed 1 damage, because everything else, depending on the drive checks, is going to be 2 damage and kill range. So Trey clutches us a win. So we're back at 2-2. And they're leaving the chat. Hush. Good game.
Yeah.
I literally finished Icy's game and came in here, and you guys literally just finished.
Oh, sick. That was a good one. That was close. I found like all my PGs early.
I was just saying, because I didn't see most of the game, is I don't know what his hand was, but the best move in that last turn would have been to take the first combine, because depending on your trigger
As soon
checks,
as I
everything's
tapped, I'm
double
like,
crit.
I should have swung rear. Yeah.
Also-
I was
also-
like, oh no, I hope he doesn't defensive now. As soon as I did it.
Also, staying at 3 and not adding Divine Skill activator is good move.
Oh, hold on. You got jumbled. Let me turn you up a little.
Oh no, I got jumbled.
Oh no.
But, like I said, staying at 3 and not letting them to activate Divine Skill was a good move.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, the turn did you see the turn I set henceforth?
I came in when Varga swung first. No Persona Ride 23. No, I came in the turn before you won.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so the turn prior, I denied myself at 3 face down still. And so I'm like, shoot, I have to set this henceforth, just have the CV, and that felt so awkward because I didn't get like all like, because I couldn't get the lab because my hand was like PGs and triggers and then
Right.
like set orders.
Oof.
So that was a fun debacle to figure out. But yeah.
Oh yeah, there was no henceforth. Yeah. Okay, that made more sense why Obfuscates intercepted the first attack, which...
Yeah. Yeah, so I only run 1, and like it doesn't really matter in this matchup just because of Combine Rusher and promos.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, no, good game. I know this guy owns Resile, so I was surprised that I saw Varga starter when it started.
Hey, people try to surprise this tournament.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, alright, I gotta get going. I got stuff to do today.
All right, good game. Talk to you later.
Yay!
Boop. All right, so that was that. So Trey's game got pushed up as well, so we got to see the end of his game. So that brings our score to 2-2. I'm going to look at a table chat again, and it's like, oh, look, another one of my players is playing. Ha-ha! No, but according to the schedule, with Trey winning, That brings us to 2-2, and the next game should be within the hour, and then it's my game. Huzzah. Right? I think so, yeah. Do need to check a couple of things, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I think we should be fine, yeah. So, I got two options here. Either stop this stream and start a new one, which in all honesty would be probably for the best. Oh, I do have one more option that might just take enough time. But then the thumbnail's gonna look weird. You know, we're gonna start and stop. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start and stop. I think. I'm not sure. I'm very indecisive right now. Let me check something. You guys are going to be on standby for a bit here. Because if I can get this downloaded fast enough, I think I know what we're going to do right now. So, click download. Yeah, download anyway. And let's see here. It's only 500 megabytes? Huh. Small video file. I'll take it. That's good news. Because if it's small enough, excuse me, that ice cream's coming back a little bit. If that file is small enough, it's sure to work perfectly. Okay. Okay. I'm cooking. Hup, boop. Turn this off again. Let's see if this works. Alright. It did something. What that something is, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Okay. What do we got? Where are we working with here is the question. What did it just open for? Okay, I see hands. I see I see a field. There's one field. Yup. And then what happened to this one? Aha! We can also do this because I see it being very small. Is that both fields? Ooh. Ta-da! It's the wrong names. Actually, I don't know who's on what side. Oh no, I don't know which one's my teammate. Hover over the screen once. Oh god, I actually don't know. Wait, do I have any audio? I have no audio. This is just a screen recording. So if this is just a screen recording, instead of, me shouting like a crazy man, I'm gonna attempt to put some background music on. According to my settings, the background music is going, so huzzah. But, this should be Honor's game versus Braceland. The only issue I have right now is I know Braceland personally. We've met in Dula and Worlds. Cool dude. Taller than me, so take that as you will. You're the right player? You're the okay, fine. Beautiful. We put you on the right side. We put you on our side. Thank you, Honor. So yeah, we're going to watch your game now. Also, yeah, music should be loud enough. Not too loud, but loud enough. Also, we're going to scrunch your point of view a little bit more so we have more field. So this is going to be Braceland against Honor. A VOD, or technically VOD, a recap. This game already happened. I'm pretty sure I'm spelling that correctly. If I'm not, whoops, I am so sorry. But there we go. So, let's see here, move this. I wish it was justified, but okay. Anyway, this is Honor's game. I have honestly forgotten if Honor won or not. Do not tell me. I don't want to know. I'm actually glad I've forgotten. That way I can be surprised. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Like I said, Bryson is someone I actually do know. He's a really cool dude. Taller than me. So this is going to be very fun to see how this game goes. Spoiler for my teammates as well as anybody else watching and following us through this journey through the VPL. Bryson was originally on the roster to join the Top Deck Sidekicks, but then he was stolen away before he could get recruited. So, I don't know how I feel about it. Did I do something? I probably pressed stop or something, didn't I? Nope, it's still going. It's still going here. It's still going here. So, Shiranui versus... Is that Luan? Is this a fucking Stride deck set mirror? Oh, not mirror, but Stride versus Stride. So, Unners told me that he's going playing Shiranui. And yeah, I think this is Shiranui versus Luan. This is going to be fun to watch, in all honesty. Shiranui has an advantage here that it can potentially grade 2 game. But depending on the Braceland's build, even Luan could grade 2 games. So staying on grade 2 might not be an option for either players. However, you don't want to let Luan... don't want either one of them striding first. This is going to be very interesting to watch. This is actually going to be very interesting to watch. Braceland starting off easy with a normal just swing. And Shiranui players want that CB because you want to activate that specific card that just hit damage. But that's fine. Most Shiranui players run 4. So it's either in hand already or will be, look to top 5 with the Shiranui ability. Because until we get the English Conference, you can still run the Soja Doji Grade 2 inside of Shiranui. Therefore, you have a free soul charger as well as board presence just by riding your Vanguard. And if you find the correct cards, you can even plus. There's 2 cards in the deck that can plus. It's either the card that got hit damage that just counterblast 1, looks at top 5, and adds a card into hand. Or there is the grade 1 that's on place, counterblast 1, draw a card. I'm not seeing either of them getting picked right now. That Shiranui probably is the pick for the soul. And we're seeing a pick for the board. It's not the best pick, but at least is a free attacker. And if that thing stays on board, at least it is a restander. So overall, not bad. Not bad top 5 check, but it could have been better. There's also an argument to be made. Do you want a restander on the board that's a 10k and an interceptor? Or do you want a potential 23k attacker that's going to be a 23k attacker later? More than obvious. Never mind, you want a 23k attacker. Huh. Sure. I understand the whole 13k going to 23. I think there's pros and cons here. Personally, would have gone for a grade 2. It still hits. It still gets shut down by the defensive trigger. And at least it's a 5k interceptor if you need it. On top of that, if it stays on the board, it's a restander. But you know what? I'll respect this. Because, 13Ks do sound very dangerous. And in the grade 2, in the later games, if you have a... oh, yeah. Went first, went second. 13K is actually a lot better here. Because you're swinging into an 8K. Which means if they want to guard it, they got to overcommit more than 5k shield. I retract most of my statement. I still think grade 2 is better because of intercepts. But at least a 13k here forces more than just a 5k shield out of hand. So, Bryson here opting to take it. It's a defensive trigger, which sucks, but it is what it is. On the upside, if Hunter hits a trigger here, it's going to suck even more. And it is, great. So, I hate... As a player who's been on the receiving end of this, I hate this. As a player who's doing well, I really love this. I've taken first damage defensive into no guard the Vanguard crit so many times where you think, oh, I'm just gonna go guard and hope and save my hand, and then you basically go to 3 damage, and it sucks. It sucks so much. So Lure here going into grade 2 turn. Discarding owl, finding Lure at the hand. It's basically mostly a deck thinning move. A lot of people want to keep that owl as long as possible to not let their opponent know they have a Lure in hand, as well as just 5k shields. But this does activate ritual faster. This does deck fin, so there's both camps. I do agree with this move more than the other one, though. So, grade 1 hit the board. Grade 2's there. I'm not seeing the order combo package present. So there is no Minerva order. There's no Soul Blast won't look at top 5 present. So this is just a vanilla turn. And that 8K, I believe, is just an 8K. I think it's GB locked. So there is an interesting thing here, the bracelet. He swung with Vanguard into the rear guard, not giving the Shiranui, not giving Honor a CB to work with. And apparently that grade 1 is 10K, so more likely swinging the other rear guard. Which, denying Shiranui CB is not a bad idea. However, if you're a Stride deck, and you're going against another Stride deck, and they're not Striding next turn. Oh, they went for Vanguard, huh. Bracelet's confusing me. Love the man to death, but he's confusing the living shit out of me, which is good. Honor's got gas to work with now. It's just a question of, do you grade 2 game here? And yes, you do. Smart. You don't want to let Luan stride first. You have a good board setup. Grade 2 gaming is not going to hurt Shiranui. If anything, seeing the correct cards might even help Shiranui because you're just going to be making board for free. Cannon +1 draw. Cannon +1 fine. Deck fin. Do the things. Now this I'm not opting for a defense trigger, 3 damage and all that. No to passing the Vanguard. That's a good grade 2. If they keep grade 2 gaming, that grade 2 is going to prove value. And then the last attack is debating if to go to Vanguard rearguard. You honestly want to go to Vanguard here because you don't want to give your opponent free rituals. That grade 1 is a free ritual. They have to get rid of it. They can potentially get rid of it with certain other abilities, but pushing for damage is probably the best move here. Now let's see what Bracelet does. Is going to grade 2 game back, or is he going to go to grade 3? Nope, grade 2 gaming back. Nui player is our teammate. Our teammate is always going to be on this side of the screen. Or at least I'm always going to manage that. So Bracelet is also opting for a grade 2 game. Now Honor is in a bigger advantage because he's got more board presence. He's got less damage. And I think he's even got a bigger hand size. So he's in a good position to be grade 2 gaming here. Not to mention he's seen that exact rear guard that's on the board in hand. So even if that one dies, you play another one, you cannon +1, you deck fin, you plus, and you just keep going. The only thing I don't know is where this attack was directed. Oh, the music also stopped. Why didn't nobody tell me the music stopped? There you go. So, debating here. I don't know if this is swinging a Vanguard or rearguard. That's the only thing I'm a little bit unsure of. If it's swinging a rearguard, there's an argument to be made to let it die. If it's swinging a Vanguard, you guard it. That's a good card, though. So, I believe this is swinging. This is definitely swinging for at least grade 2. Yep, grade 2 gaming it is. I agree with this. I agree with grade 2 gaming. You have the better advantage because you have cards that do stuff like that. Cannon +1, look at top 5, deck fin, and add a card to the hand. So in this case, you either add a card that can attack or just add more defense. In this case, it was definitely a card that can attack. But the biggest part here is definitely deck finning. Luan does not have deck finning mid-game. It's got Dog that kind of deck fins, but until you actually do stuff, that deck fin is technically bot decked. You're not seeing them. So let's say you see 2 triggers. Oh no, one goes to hand, one goes to bottom. You're not seeing them if you're grade 2 gaming. On the other hand, Shiranui, you're using that grade 2. You're definitely deck finning, you're definitely plussing. And you're shuffling and you're doing stuff. So Honor can just put down board, swing sideways. It's gonna eat minimum 2 cards out of hand, if not 3. And if they do to hit the defensive trigger, if anything, you just go for the rear guards then. You just keep grade 2 gaming until they run out of research to grade 2 game. Going for the rear guard, interesting move. So no passing the Vanguard again. That's a good card. The cycles will come in handy. And then just another 10k, which is it is a 15k out of hand. That's over guarding. So like I said, 2 cards out of hand minimum. And you're only plussing 1 card back into hand with drawing for turn. If you're making a board, you're minusing, and you're only drive checking. Granted, Energy Blast 7 has basically they're back to normal hand size, but anything on the board you're minusing instead of plussing, because drive check's gonna neg that right back. This is a game of attrition. Dog's gonna help. But it's also only 2 attacks. I think if this is a Vanguard swing, you take it. Because you don't want to potentially... Oh, it's a rearguard swing. Well, getting rid of that annoying rearguard, I can see it, but still. This is a very interesting game. At any point, the tide can just shift. Whoever strides first here wins, basically. I still think Unner is in a better advantageous position in hand size. It's not a bad move. I've honestly would have seen... I don't know what his hand is though. I would have honestly kept it for guarding because they can just energy blast and draw another card. But you know, swinging. Go to 4. Already better position. Heal trigger, crit trigger, all effects of rear guard. So this is minimum 15k to guard. We're seeing a lot of 15ks drop. That was 4 triggers in the last 2 turns on Braceland's side. So Bracelet's still going for the 2 attack, trying to plus his hand back option as much as possible. I think Unner just reciprocates here with the same type of guarding that we saw Bracelet do. That's only a 5k Morfessa now. And that's only an 18k. That's a 10k guard or 15k shield. I think Bracelet's going for the rear guard again. Not sure. Yeah, there just go to 15k, which is fine. This is definitely a war of attrition. Unner's slowly going to be back at Energy Blast 7. I think he is at Energy Blast 7 right now. Yeah. So just drawing more cards, getting more potential pieces. I don't know if Unner is running Shenri, because Shenri is active at this specific moment now. Yeah, it's an attacker. It's a booster. Vanguard first, I like. Because here, if a crit trigger gets ripped, it's game over. So you're forcing Braceland to guard this attack, which is fucking genius. 1 the passing, no trigger, but it's still a dog out of hand that could have been something more. Guarding the 5k and then an 18k swinger, and guarding that with a perfect guard. Braceland honestly has no option here but to actually go into grade 3. This is a game he's not going to be winning if he stays at grade 2. And he does exactly that. So Unner is in a good position, potentially. I don't know what his hand is. But he's at 3 damage. Braceland's at 4. Lard is a 4 attack deck on first stride. And what I said before, whoever strikes first wins. This could look very different. So, only... Oh, this... Oof. Oof. Like, depending on triggers, everything can end here. Like, you can't... Okay, using the overtrigger to guard, so it's an overtrigger to pass. And then using that blitz order to bounce the over trigger back into hand. Oh, love that move. Love that move. That's only a 10k, so you can use one of your 5k interceptors to guard because you don't need them anymore. They've proven their usefulness, especially the Shiranui grade 2 on the rear guard. It is not useful anymore. You intercept with it. Technically, it's a 20k. You can't intercept only with a 5k. Front trigger back does make it to where now you can intercept with only a 5k. because that card does not gain 10k power as GB locked. So that's only a 23k. Intercept doing a 5k. There we go. I don't think what 5k matters at this point, because both of them don't do anything. So Honor is going to be striding first. That's going to be very interesting. We know what cards are coming, and there's a grade 3 already on the board being ready to get dominated. So that grade 3 is going to be swinging for 21 at Vanguard, or just 10k shields. All the 10k shields are going to be falling right now. Sorry, 22. 22. Wait, did you dominate for Stride? I might have missed it. Are we not dominating? Am I missing a crucial piece of information here that it's not letting you dominate and attack? Because I have not been seeing cards drop. Why is the Vanguard already swinging? Why is there... I feel like I'm missing crucial pieces of information here. Ladder. I did not see ladder. Did ladder... Hold up. No, hold up. Stop. Hit the pause button. That's where Luan got the 5k. Ladder was activated. That makes a lot more sense now. Never mind, ignore me. Ladder was activated. That's why you were not seeing any dominates. Make it a sense, make it a sense. But we did see a PG get drive check. A card got flipped. There's still 2 interceptions on the board. That makes more sense now. Ladder's annoying. But I feel like Honor is still in a better position, because first stride Lord, like I was mentioning, only gets 4 attacks. You take one of them, and if you can guard 3 of them, you're fine. We know Honor's got a PG. The other attacks shouldn't be that big because there's only 1 stride, so only 1 5k to the front at this current moment. We'll see what happens. Huh, this is really interesting. Too bad this is... Okay, I say too bad, good thing. But this is the one things that make Premium very interesting, because if your opponents have answers, you might have had answers to answers. At this current moment, we only have 2 strides in all stride deck sets. So you can't go into the vanilla stride that says, oh, I can do something else now if you stop me doing my main mechanic. Doesn't have it. Ladder is just a hard counter against Shiranui. Alright. Calling those 2 cards for 6 from deck. Dog's going to be a good plus engine. And the grade 1 can potentially find some good pieces. The placements of them are a little bit sketch in my opinion, because if you, let's say you see a Morfessa or another one of those grade 3 in the top deck, well, where are you going to call it now? More than likely you're going to see a grade 1, because Lard is a grade 1 heavy deck because of activating rituals. But we'll see. So looking at top 2, choosing one to call the board, the other one goes to the bottom of the deck. And that's an L, which is a booster, which is honestly not bad. So we're looking at a 4 attack turn. At this current moment, that one column is 26, that other column is 31. More likely the grade 3 is going to swing on its own, but no, we are swinging with the 26 column first. Now, if I was in Honor's position here, I would honestly take this first attack. Mentality being of, if the drive check reveals 2 crits, worst case scenario, right, or 1 crit, you are forced to guard certain attacks. Granted, this is not an even matchup. Like 2 crits will be chances of 2 crits. Oof, you gotta kind of weigh statistics a little bit. What have you seen already your opponent guard with? What are you having? Heal trigger is good. Heal trigger will go off. So that's best case scenario. So you definitely perfect guard the Vanguard here. Oh, activating dog. 1 to hand, 1 to bottom. Dog gets retired. So best case, can heal. That was also a smart choice. There's multiple reasons to take damages. Yours was honestly potentially a better reason. Don't let your opponent heal. But then you heal, so it's like, moot point. But we have a 28 column and a 36 column with a 33 Vanguard swinging. So I feel like you perfect guard this because your perfect guards are later going to get useless. Or at least that's my mentality. We know winner has one perfect guard from the drive check. Or he's got the OT. But it's like OT gets hit and it's like, huh. Granted, if OT gets hit regardless, it's huh, because, you know, it goes to rear guard. No, but then you can perfect guard the rear guard. No, but then you have I don't know. OT in play is always just weird. You're not hitting the Vanguard anymore with triple drive, which means this is literally just OT, which going to 38 on that rear guard. His OT is also out already. Beautiful. So that is a 48k double critical rear guard. So that's something you have to guard. Now, you can either guard to 53 with 30k shield, which is 2 triggers because he already hit defensive, or you can use that PG. The last rear guard, regardless, is swinging for 1 damage. So you can either guard it or take it. But the double critical is definitely something you have to guard here. And we're opting for the 2 trigger strat. Like it's a strat, it's an option. Regardless, it's 2 cards out of hand. I do prefer the perfect guard here because if you haven't seen Elementaria yet, when Drag Strider hits, you need all the shield you can muster. One of the reasons I actually do prefer keeping the OT in my hand against Luan if I don't see Sanctitude, because it's like, at least this can guard it. So that column should be swinging for 36 if my math is not wrong. And there goes another PG. Not bad. They're going to be very useless later. So now, ladder is not active. We have grade 3s on the board. Lard hit a crit trigger and a front trigger and Sanctitude. So we know at least one of the attacks is getting guaranteed guard and the others are going to be 33-28 ranges. So if we can get good numbers here, and we're going into more plussing. More plussing is what that is called. Because not only you're going to get twin drive off of your opponent, but that's a 22k swinger first into the owl. No, I'll get retired. Oh, I'll get retired because of the own effect. So yeah, 22k swing into the Vanguard first. Getting rid of that Shiranui one. Beautiful. Good card. Activating Mokuro. Soul Blast 1. Vanguard's going to swing into rear guards first. Sorry, no. Rear guards are going to swing into Vanguard first. So that's another 28. So it needs another 5k shield. There we go. Sacrificing Professor. And then Vanguard swings into the rear guard, which is just plussing. You hit triggers here, it's just going to be nasty. So first check. Oh, who needs Persona Eye when you can hit fronts? Holy shit. That's not a bad card. So this is a very dangerous turn. Not only is the crest giving 10k to the front, but also front trigger. So that's plus 20k to everything. That grade 3 is a plus 15, and that grade 2 when it restands is going to draw a card and gain 10k more power. So there's just power in the board. If I'm mistaken, this is a 45 swinger. Holy shit. It's not much to think about here, right? Is this turn sideways, swing face, kill? Because a 45k swinger dictates a 20k shield and a 15k shield at hand or a perfect guard. Now we know Sanctitude's in hand, more than likely going to be saved for either one of the last attacks that are going to be giant or the Vanguard itself. But Bracelet just takes it because, you know, the game was getting dire. What would have been the drive check? Oh, that was a good game. And the video ended. Jesus Christ. Oh, game done. Cool. Bloop. Anyway, yeah, agreed that Mokuro is definitely the most broken strat ever. Not only do you get to dominate twice, and yes, one of them is only a Vanguard, one is a rear guard, is the fact that you get to dominate twice, making that grade 2 bigger for the whole turn, but also letting you drive check. Now you hit a front. Under hit a front on that drive check on the act ability of dominate, which made the whole front row. It is a cost. It's a soul blast. you gotta be very careful. Shiranui's biggest weakness is not managing your soul properly. But hitting that first trigger is basically like a double persona right there, and holy shit. I've done this. I've hit a double critical while I had the 2 grade 2s to gain 5k for every dominant attack swing on the Mukuro ability. So my 4 of my attacks were 2 crit without counting when the Vanguard swung. Exactly. It is super dumb. So that was a game that happened, which put our score to 1-0 or 1-1 or whatever the timing of that was. It's very funny to think how cheap the Mukuro's cost is compared to the OG one. Yes, it is. It's kind of stupid, but it's fine. Again, they did give them too many Soul Blast effects, so you got to be very resource oriented with Shiranui. But a good player is going to manage that, and it's going to be fine. So yeah, they made it broken. Brain. That was that. Good job, Hunter. Let's see. Nobody's playing right now. The next game is going to be in about 20 minutes. I'm going to jump off here and I'm going to jump back. And we're more likely going to watch that game and wait to start mine. If Crow's early or is more available early, we might start my game sooner, but we'll see. For right now, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to reactivate the stream or restart a new stream in about 20 minutes if everything goes according to plan, and we'll see what happens. So, thank you very so much for watching for that, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.